Here we are again, on the trail, as it were. Uh, Today, we are going to talk about the plague that will destroy the human race, according to no one, and, in essence, what the hell to do about it. Now, I'll be playing some games in the background, so you got something to watch if that's what you want to do. But, I mean, you know, again, just last I remember, we had like less than 100 cases in America. Now there's like what 80,000, right? In America? Oh, that's globally. 80,000 globally. Okay. What's 200? Yeah. 200,000 plus worldwide. Okay. 9,000 deaths, which I mean, not a bad number, but not a great number either. To be fair. So yeah. Hmm. Gee, what do I even say about that? Okay. Um. Just the irony. Okay, I'm gonna talk a little bit before I get into gameplay. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the history of plagues, right? The history of disease, because a lot of people seem to think that this is going to wipe us off the planet and we'll be in Mad Max paradise and Fallout will happen and all this, that, and the other. That might just be memes and I might just be autistic, who knows? But at the same time, though, here's a little something about the Black Death. The Black Death was one of the most virulent and deadly plagues in human history, more than cholera and um, quite a few others combined. Actually, cholera and smallpox combined do not equal the death toll of the Black Death. Okay, the Black Death destroyed 2/3 of Europe. 2/3. And if it destroyed 90% or 9/10 of Europe, then America wouldn't have existed. Okay, let's just picture an alternate universe here, where and it would be one or the two, either Middle East because they need some fucking farmland, or Asia because they have a giant empire, most likely Japan, would have settled to America. And if you think for a second they would have been nice to the natives, oh boy, yeah, there would have been a peace treaty to break in the first place. Uh, and again, I don't know, it's comical in a sense because I've studied these kinds of things, these kinds of pandemics and these plagues and everything ever since I was real young. And um, granted, three. I'm reminded of a post I saw on Facebook, and this post was. It's the same kind of logic people use for all men are rapists. Like if half the M&Ms are poison, then good luck, right? Like that kind of logic. It's the same logic with that, so be wary, I suppose. But again, it was like this one guy was saying, why is everyone scared of something with a 3% mortality rate? And that is a genuine statement. Like that's not a stupid statement. That's a genuine, logical, rational statement. you know, 3%. And then this guy was like, well, if I give you 100 Skittles and three are poison, then you'd leave the fucking Skittles alone. That's a bad analogy because you don't eat just one Skittle, right? You don't just eat one Skittle. Okay, like that bad analogy. First of all, second of all, um, same logic. Feminist types use, and yes, I'm gonna name drop people. It's what I do. To state that all men are rapists, just waiting around the corner, looking to hunt the innocent whammons and all that stuff. And again, it just, I try to be as objective as possible, and I'm seeing these two comparisons, and they're both talking like it's not like one said M&Ms and the other said Skittles. They're both saying Skittles. Why does everyone like Skittles? What? God. Yeah, it. I don't know. What happened to M&Ms? Aren't those still a thing? M&Ms, aren't those still a thing? Then why does no one talk about them? It's like Elric, and no one talks about that. Yeah, that's true. Um, Speaking of superior, the Black Death, um, again, wiped out most of Europe. Now, the places that were most affected in the Black Death were ports, port towns. Those were the most affected areas. Most port towns, because the flu came from China. Who knew? The Black Death came from China. Who knew? Actually, every major disease on the planet came from China. So, how's that third world redistribution thing working out, leftists? How's that working out for you? But anyways, and again, we've got all this death and famine coming from China. I don't know why, but it's always China. Um, and again, the port towns were decimated. Like barely a few hundred people survived, if that. Some people did develop immunities to the Black Death, like every other disease and infection. But it had like an 85% mortality rate. 85% compared to this 3%. And like, again, now granted, back then they didn't really know how to stop the spread of infection, or that infection was even kind of a thing. Some doctors knew, but not everyone knew. It's not like we could have tele back then or anything. And the information of preventing the spread of the disease, that concept was only known to doctors. Doctors made preventive measures by quarantining whole towns. They did that with cholera as well later on in the future. But again, quarantine is only so much what you can do. Um, but again, the Black Death, 85 plus, like 85 is a low estimate, okay? 85% death percentage total, right? 85%. Imagine if this had that percentage of death, like 85% of all the cases, young or old, doesn't matter. Indiscriminate, young or old. 85% gone, dropping like flies. Then I understand locking the damn doors. Like, I get it, right? Like, trying not to swear. I might a little bit, but we'll see. I don't know if I should swear or not. I don't know. Anyways, I'm conflicted. But that's the best word. Damn it. Anyways, always use my full name when I'm in trouble. It's great. What? Oh, jeez. Yeah, not on live air, hon. Not on live air. I don't want them knowing exactly which Chris I am, because I'm the bad Chris. Anyways, it's a sandwich, Chris. Anyways, a sandwich. But yeah, again, like imagine that kind of death toll. This could be a lot worse, really. Historically speaking, this could be a hell of a lot worse. Like the shit is falling from the sky, kind of worse, and that's not what this is. Now again, this is especially dangerous to old and immunocompromised, and apparently people with A blood. I read something about that. I don't know if that part's true, but I read something about uh, O blood types are more resilient. A blood types are more like unguarded against it. Now I'm AB negative. Pretty rare, I know, but I'm AB negative. So I don't know if the B is going to protect me or the negative's going to protect me. I don't know if that's even the thing, or if it's just A blood that's affected, or A B blood as well. I didn't read that much. But anyways, again, Ed, Oh, I just want to throw this out there. I saw this on Facebook too today. That kind of got me thinking. Then I'll go back to Corona and the historical concept behind it. But I saw this. A friend of mine posted this one thing about how it was an old post. She like reposted it, but it was an old post from like back when Yang was still like everyone thought he was a cool guy. You know, and and then I'm like, yeah, now he backed Biden. Like how forward progressive is that, right? Like which I mean, everyone's backing Biden, so that kind of tells you the DNC's planning something. Typically it's how you know. They did that with Hillary and no one noticed, but you know. Anyways, more back to the plague that's going to ravage the land. Uh, you know, the Black Death. If that came back and that was immune to antibiotics, we would be screwed beyond compare. I'm gonna say it. We'd be fucked. Okay, just gone off the map, destroyed. Right? China extinct. All of China gone. Japan, most of it gone, except for the weird hentai stuff. That would still be there for no reason. And the tentacles. Why the tentacles? Anyways, that would still be there. No one knows why.
What is that? What is it? Indestructible?
Yeah, the tentacles will not face the wrath of thine puny mortal hands. But anyways, like, why did I quote Warhammer? Anyway, anyways, wow, I've been playing too much games. Anyways, but
Like your friend and you started talking about Warhammer.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. We were talking about Warhammer. Warhammer's fun. The fantasy and the 40k. But anyways,
Get on with it.
yeah, get on with it. Yeah.
Come
Again, like we would just SOL and JWF like that. That would be it. Uh, a lot of the Middle East would be pretty safe for the most part. A lot of it would be gone, but a lot of it would survive because of how bloody hot it is, and Black Death didn't survive too well in extreme temperatures. Russia would go practically unscathed because it's Earl and bloody, uh, colder than a witch's tit in a brass bra, as a relative of mine used to say, and and whatnot. And you know, again, like um, Hale's back.
Hello.
Again, kind of the thing with the Black Death is that it didn't survive too well in extreme temperatures. But Europe, most of the time, just right. Not too hot, not too cold. Bit cold, but not too cold, right? Russia, too cold. Northern Europe, too cold. But Midland Europe was the perfect climate and temperature for the Black Death to spread. Climate has a lot to do with the spreading of disease. That's why I predict that a lot of and so far my predictions are panning out exactly what I predicted, and I predicted this months ago, back when we first knew there was an outbreak. I predicted that the coasts would be hit pretty much the hardest. The port towns would be hit the hardest, and it would kind of spread. If it spread badly, it would spread to places with high population density, cities, California, New York, Pittsburgh, places like that. But it wouldn't spread that badly in rural areas, like low density farm areas. Iowa's not that bad. What was it? Michigan was like really low.
I have no.
I forget which one it said, but some of the like in the middle to the left, the little states, like those states were all like there's less than like 10 cases right now. Like all of them were super low right now, but everywhere else had like 30 plus cases. California had like 300 some cases or something like that, or was it 1,000? I forget. There's one I remember one to five one is 150 or 1,500. I don't remember which one. But again, like a diagrammic I saw of recent numbers. Now, you may be wondering who we are to blame for this. Should we blame China's horrible eating habits? Not really, and I say that because they've been through communism how many times? the definition of communism is the farmers don't farm, right? That's like step one of communism. Kill the farmers, step two. Tax everyone, step three. Control everything via the state, step four. Do not proceed to jail, do not pass forward, go. Step five. Everyone's dead except the leader living in luxury. That's usually how that goes. And democratic socialism ends in a sticker. But anyways, and again, that's kind of what goes on with this disease. It seems to hit Asians especially hard, right? Overnight, Asian cases tripled. Now, that could be one of two things. Either they just didn't tell us the real numbers, and we then saw the real numbers ourselves, or they knew what was going to happen and kind of quarantined off the areas to begin with to kind of stifle the flow. Probably a bit of A in column B, probably. But again, we should be angry at China's government, and we should be angry at, I don't know, any leader in the world that's ever supported globalism, EU being one of them. Complete globalism, open borders, trade globalism. That's all it is, and that will lead to disease. If you have strict borders, diseases don't get through that easy. Why do you think America's being hit the least out of Italy? Italy's being demolished to the ground, right? Because they had open borders with the rest of Europe. And they had port towns. A lot of port towns. And they had islands. A lot of islands. Like, of course, this, disease typically travels by sea. It's just, boats and ships and things like that. It's typically how diseases travel. Cholera spreads through water supply, things like that. Many diseases travel either on water routes or in the water itself. Um, Cholera lives in the water itself, so that's kind of why the pilgrims drank a lot of beer. A lot of beer. Beer. Anyways, I'll tell you what. The thing I'm having fun. The thing the thing is with that is again, like, everyone seems to be freaking out about this. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean, you know, go out and party and have fun or whatever. Like, obviously take precautions, but you should be just going to work and washing your hands. You should be fine, right? Now, Elle's going to talk more about the actual work aspect of that because she's actually working during this thing. I stay at home and grow fungus on my shoulders. I'm a tree. Anyways, things like that. So
You gather dust because you're an old senile man.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's very true. So, Shady, remember back when Toy Story was a thing? I do.
Lord.
But yeah, back when I won the Iron Cross. I fought for America, by the way. Anyways, coronavirus, yeah. Like, everyone's losing their mind about it. I mean, here's the thing. If you care about old people, if you care about those that had cancer, that's a big group. If you care about those, oh, my controller died. If you care about those that are immunocompromised in any way, then try not to spread it. That's all I can say. Markiplier did a video on that, and he pretty much nailed it. But I like how his message was essentially, don't panic, but we should panic, right? Like, it was kind of, nothing against him, but again, it was kind of a strange message at first. But I got his point. Don't try not to spread it, especially if you're around old people or anyone with a screwy immune system, anything of that nature. My immune system is that of a horse, but I have Ehlers-Danlos, so who knows what it'll do to me. We have no idea. And there was an article that Ale and I read, a feminist article, talking about how women are the majority of victims with coronavirus. Now, there's no evidence to back this up, as always. You just got to take our word for it. Like how we ruined a millionaire mogul on word alone. Not going to name who, because then you'll think I'm on his side. And things of that nature. Now, again, kind of the strange things with that is, I don't know, just good lord, like, this disease, as most diseases, is going to hit men harder, and this is why it's going to hit men harder. Because men are the ones in the workforce. I'm talking historically, not so much today, but more historically. Men were out working, digging ditches, raising cattle, things like that. Now, women did a lot of like grain labor and water labor and stuff. They did a lot of that. Um, so I mean, you know, they did things of that nature. Women back then were much broader and bigger and sturdier than women are today. Um, so having a thing for women that are larger is kind of a throwback thing if you think about it. A lot of it has to do with what was healthy back then, what was considered uh, lavish or luxurious back then. A lot of it has to do with that. And again, and but the feminist article I was talking about will be linked uh, in the what is it called?
Description.
Description. That's the word in English. Okay. It'll be linked in there. It basically talks about how oh wow, would you look at the time? Women are the victims. Oh, would you look at the time? Women are damsels. Oh, would you look at the time? Women are suffering. Oh, would you look at it? Like they totally ignore everything that men are going through. And the title is literally how pandemics affect men and women. And they totally forget to mention anything about men. Totally forget. Like, you know. So funny how that works. But anyways, it's just something that came to mind. You know. And again, I don't know, like port towns will be hit really hard, but at the same time, farmlands, spread out, sparse farmland, towns of a couple hundred people will be fine. Towns of a couple thousand people will be fine. Really spread out towns all throughout the middle of America will, I mean, for the most part, be fine. I'm granted if you intentionally bring the virus to them, they won't be fine. But that's preventionism in a nutshell. Shoots and ladders, one hand in the other, that kind of thing. And again, like it, you know, port towns are always hit the hardest in plague. Just always. It's just a known rule. Port towns get hit the hardest, right? Now, here's how the Black Death was destroying everything and how it's not really a threat today. We have antibiotics. That's all you needed. Now, in the Greco-Roman days, back when paganism was a thing, um, pretty much doctors, pretty much all doctors were trained and knew that you could make an herb out of moldy bread. This was basically penicillin, but they had a different word for it. Now, um, the notion of penicillin kind of died with the pagans. A lot of things died with the pagans, historically speaking. A lot of things died with them. And then the Dark Ages happened, and no one remembered anything before then. They call it the Dark Ages for a reason. It's because no one could remember what their ancestors did. Now we know plenty of history. We know all of it. We know Rome. We know Greece. We know the empires. We know Macedonia. We know all these great nations throughout history. All these big events. World War II and the Black Death and the Renaissance and all these big events during history. But that's because we live in the age of information, right? When the Black Death happened, it was the middle of the Dark Ages. Doctors genuinely believed that putting that you had demons in your blood. If your veins twitched and throbbed, you probably had a demon in your vein, and they gave you cocaine. Don't we love doctors? We do when they give us cocaine for demons in our blood. Amen to that. But again, like, you know, obviously take preventive measures. But for the love of God, don't panic. Don't don't panic. Seriously, do not panic. Okay. Black Death, panic a little. This not that worrisome. Now again, let's say everyone's infected. This is just a worst case scenario. Everyone gets the disease on the planet. 3% of the population gone. We can recover from that, trust me. 95% of the population gone, you can't recover from that. That's when we hit Mad Max dystopia and shit, right? That's when it's, that's when we should worry. When it's an 80% mortality or a 60% mortality or a 70% mortality. That's when you should really worry, right? Now, that being said, take some precautions, maybe, kind of keep home and not go out that much. But if you work, and most of it being men, there's a reason why feminists jump on this bandwagon. You know, the majority of people forcing to work are men. Now, a lot of those people are in California. They have to work no matter their gender because one person can't afford an apartment in California. Hate to say, not one person can afford an apartment there, like at all, like not even close. Okay, not even bloody close. Can a bunch of people afford an apartment? Can one person afford an apartment? Not even close. I have a friend in the military, right? She's like an E3, E4, something like that, E2, E3, something like that, enlisted 3, and she has a roommate that she shares an apartment with, and he's also military, right? They're both military. They're both like E3s. They're about the same rank. They go to different squadrons, but they're in the same line of duty pretty much. And my friend her paycheck does not cover usual expenses, like us going out once a week, right? Once a week and spending maybe 40, 50 bucks once a week, maybe 30, 40 bucks on gas. So that would be, if we do that, actually, we usually do that once every 2 weeks. So multiply that by 2. So 40 plus 50, 90, 180. She couldn't afford 180 in extra expenses a month. I had to chip in most of the time for the food and stuff, which I had no problem doing. She's my friend, no problem, But again, like, that's how little she could afford.
Is this back when were you in that or something?
No, this you know who I'm talking about, don't you? I slept on her couch. We went to fire.
Okay. So.
Yeah, but I didn't want to say her name. I don't know if she wants to be known or I don't know. Anyways. Yeah, just panicking will make this worse. And these are the people we should be mad at. The government of China, the government of pretty much every nation on the planet right now, or not the governor, but the leader of whatever I said, the leader of these nations, we should be mad at. Except for America. That's like the only leader that was actually trying to prevent disease. Like everyone else was like, oh, well, okay. It's not that bad. Tomorrow, everyone's infected. Ah, crap. Like, it's not like Europe was like, close the border. It's not like they were doing that. It's not like they were like, oh, there's a plague in China. Maybe we should close our ports. Italy didn't do that. But Trump puts travel bans, and everyone thinks he's a tyrant. Like oh yeah. I should start playing. I know I'm talking about COVID too much. We'll get to the horses part later on. Trust me. Okay, so something to do in this saloon. I don't know. God, Barbara's got mutton jobs. But anyways, and again, like the thing with coronavirus is it seems to be especially bad with the elderly and Asians. Asian elderlies especially. Now, I've seen some theories online that this was bioengineered by China, right? That China created this pathogen in a lab as a bioweapon or as something to that effect. This is probably true, given how it's destroying their own nation worst of all. Right. Now, typically, the beginning of a plague, typically it hits worser, but that wasn't the case for the Black Death. Black Death did not kill 2/3 of China. It not even close. It only hurt like a couple of port towns, if that. They basically transported the worst disease known to human history to Europe, free of charge. Right? Basically, is what happened. Like that, they gave us the worst disease possible for the time, at least, and just shipped it to us. Now, germ theory wasn't a thing back then, yet people still knew about if something was sick and you were near it, then you could get sick too. That premise we've known since long before Jesus rode into the sunset, okay? Long before that even happened. And again, the big thing with coronavirus is that, like, kind of go back to my point. Everyone was talking about how, like, how we should be mad at China for eating bats or whatever. Don't be mad at China for eating bats. Be mad at the Chinese emperor or dictator or president or whatever the fuck he is.
I believe he's a president.
It might be a president. Well, they call it the Democratic Republic of China, but we all know what it really is. Again, like, you can print in a book, this is a love group, but if you keep telling people, fuck those Neanderthals,
Please don't give us
then
that.
I'm not being specific for a reason. Then you might be a hate group, just saying. Hey, they can only ban me if they know what I'm talking about, and they only know what I'm talking about if they realize it's them. That's the trick.
You're just writing yourself out here.
I said if. Theoretically, if. That's what if means. Theoretically. Hypothetically. Maybe. Possibly. One day.
But you.
In the past. I sided with King Ramses to free the slaves from the Egyptians. Said Joe Biden. Anyways. Give this man $1. Give this man $1. What does the Burns sound like?
They will come.
It's a good thing.
Friend. When they do, you will not have a choice. But you have lived better than most.
Thank you. Guess.
Wow, he just predicted the first game. I'll be damned.
Oh wow. You get Ball Guy's lead card.
You get whose?
Ball Guy.
Oh wow, Ball Guy has a lead card.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You gotta look at it.
Okay, I gotta
Aw.
see this. Oh, that's a little cartoon doodle.
The mysterious figure has taken it upon herself
Yep.
to dress up like the fashion of the Pokemon League's official mascot.
Hmm.
The mysterious individual is known to many as the Ball Guy, but in point of fact, all are mystified when it comes to this person's true identity or age or even gender. While the Ball Guy is known for his habit of handing out rare Pokeballs here and there around Galar, it's a mystery as to why or even where these balls come from. It's all very mystifying.
Mystifying. The balls come from past games in other regions. Basically, they're imports, and the Ball Guy is a dude because it's a Ball Guy. They would have, trust me, they would have called it Ball Girl for that gender quota. You can guess who I'm at against.
I am also got a card from Rapisaurus.
Oh, cool.
Rapisaurus.
Okay, you may not know why I'm here. You might know why I'm here if I am... Wait, I'm not here, am I? Where am I? Oh, wow, that sucked. Oh, geez, okay. Oh, okay, I'm close. Alright, wait, what the hell is this place? What does this say in cursive? Something Farm. Cynthia Farm? Synthry?
Guthrie.
Guthrie. How the hell do you get Guthrie out of that? I see a Y. What the hell? Okay, oh,
That's
whatever.
a G.
That's a G. I see a Y. I see a G and a Y.
Guthrie.
Where's the U?
Right there.
Right. Oh, right. Well, okay, I see the U, but this is a Y, isn't it?
Because
Isn't this little line a Y?
you
Like
don't know how a
upsilon, like
cursive G looks like, do you?
no, I don't.
Oh, jeez.
Because this looks like a G, this part, but then it turns into a
Where'd you put
Y
my
and a U. In the other room. I didn't know we needed it. Jeez, I thought I needed it in bloody like next month or whatever. Uh, uh, on the um TV stand, the big wooden shit.
Oh, I just put whatever appointment you had up there.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's I got a pain clinic conference in like a few weeks. Okay, show me a cursive G. Okay. How
That's
does
my G.
okay, how does that look like it has a Y next to it?
Because some people.
Why does your D look like an M that's been pregnant?
I actually kind of forgot how to make cursive.
Oh, well, at least you're honest.
Um.
See, an honest woman. See, that's what God needs. What? Hey, don't draw hearts on me, woman. Well, that's a uh. Can I say autistic heart? Can I say that? Uh. Actually, the other one's autistic because it's so bloody neat and orderly.
And then you moved.
And then I moved. Yeah, but the first one's like, we'll call it a beeping heart. How about that? Because it looks like it's gonna beep at me. Beep.
What's a regular G? You see that line?
Yeah, that
Extra line? Yeah.
that extra
it's
line.
mine.
Oh, that extra line turns into a Y in cursive?
No, that extra line turns into an extra line.
Oh, like a down loop line?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, now I see it. Yeah, it is Guthrie. Oh, I'll be damned. Oh, I'll be damned. Yeah, this is just an extra line, folks. This isn't like a Y. I thought it was a Y. Because this looks like a Y, like or a V, or a impregnated, collapsed, prolapsed V, or I don't know. Like,
Oh yeah, you're not supposed to do G's the other way.
Oh.
That's right. In cursive, they're apparently somebody figured out to do it that way.
well, is it like the new generation not forced to learn cursive?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and apparently, a lot of kids don't have school right now. Good. Keep it that way. Redo the school system.
Actually,
Make it so tests
would
matter
you
more.
shut up?
Let me finish talking. You make it so tests matter more than homework. Are you drawing fucking hearts on me again? What's it? Are you writing a word? You just... What? Ramses would not be pleased of this. I just carbonated myself again. King Ramses. Okay. I met Odysseus on the battlefield once.
Anyway, the reason... Okay, schools are closed.
Yeah.
So far, only for a month.
It should be permanent. It should so be permanent.
Hold your thought. And they're thinking about not getting school back together until next August, causing this year's seniors to not graduate. So they have to do it all over again.
Okay, if you have to screw up the education system that badly for a 3% mortality rate, shouldn't we just admit that it's a failing school system at this point and it doesn't teach dick all? Shouldn't we just admit that to ourselves? I mean, look, I can't stand the EU more than most things, but at least they have their school systems in order. You know, tests matter more than homework. Homework is 80% of your grade. Why the hell? Why? 80%? That's called obedience. They're teaching you obedience. They're not teaching you math. They're teaching you obedience. Is this student obedient to their mathematic masters? Like that's all it is. You know, are you obedient enough? It's not, you know, are you smart? God forbid we want to leave a child behind. You know, it's not are you smart? It's, you know, are you obedient enough to listen, woman? Obedient enough to listen to what we tell you to believe in. You know, like it's the same. It would be the same thing as if there were Germans all over Europe saying, you know, this spoon is a neutral spoon. We will let the spoon decide. Like, you know, it's not der die orders. Like, you know, imagine that. Imagine the insanity that they're doing to that language. Yeah, like, holy dick, dude. Like, she just. Oh, that's it. Oh, you did it in cursive. Okay, yeah. She just spelled both of our full names in cursive. And I gotta admit, your name is a little more like mine's long, but yours is more like
Mine's 28 letters long.
yeah, it's more like, well, you have two middle names, so that, you know, that's kind of cheating a little bit, don't you think? Like, now I kind of wish there were silencers. I'm pretty sure there were silencers at this point in time in history, but you know, you don't have silencers or mufflers or nothing. So like, if I shoot one of these goats, this dude's gonna recognize, and I could just take him out, but you know, lose my karma. I have good karma. Good karma is I. So I don't know what to do there. I'm yawning. Yeah, your name's more like royal looking than mine is. Alpine goat. This is a good place to hunt goats, but you just gotta not get caught. Like, and you can hunt cows. It's like the only place you can hunt cows, and there's a little trick. You see that right there? You can climb on that, throw the shit over the fence, go up to your horse and get the stuff. But you gotta not be caught by these sumbitches.
I can write mine more signature like.
Yeah, that's true.
What's that?
Yeah, I just write initials when I do my signature. I'm just like, screw it. I just do initials. Oh wow. Yeah. That's a good penmanshipy kind of thing. Should I just kill the farmer? I think I should. As long as they don't see me pull the trigger. Is it really murder? Okay, there's a pig. There's another. Oh, what the hell's that dude? What's he called? He's being blocked by the fence post. Oh. Ah, jeez. Oh, I should kill everyone? Or as Razor say, body bag. Just. Ah, damn it. Why don't you just say it? Why do you have to write it down on a fucking lily pad? Mooser. There's another farm you can kind of harvest the farm animals. But like the farm's full of enemies, so okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's what she just wrote to me. Yeah, check the chat, will you?
Nothing.
No, nothing. Wow. No one got my message? What the hell? Wow, nothing. Wow. But there's 3 watching. Wow. Someone's not commenting. God, I'm never gonna get far in this YouTube thing. I just wonder how like big YouTubers, like ones I'm not gonna mention, like how did they go from sweet fuck all nothing to, you know, 20 million, you know what I mean? Like it just, I don't know.
I don't even remember how many subscribers I even have. I have a few.
And there's one YouTuber, I have him on Facebook. He's a friend of mine on Facebook. I'm not gonna mention his name. I'll say his first name is Max, but I won't go farther than that. I'm not even saying if that's his username or not. But anyways, Max is a cool dude. You know, he's been on a show I like. You know, you know, he's very nice. But I could have sworn he only had like 2,700 subscribers, and then like 2 weeks later he has 100,000. I, I I don't no idea how that. I mean, was I in a coma? I might have been in a coma. I don't know. I forget my comas all the time, so I was probably in a coma. But I could have sworn he had like 2,700 or 27,000 or something like that, and all of a sudden he has 100K. And like a month later, he has 100K. I'm like, holy crap, dude! Like, did you go on Oprah? Like, what? Like how the hell? You know, like, jeez. Okay, repeater. Improved arrow. Oh boy. Ooh, an ox. God, I gotta get an oxhide. Oh crap. No way. Oh crap. I think I re-downloaded that virus. Oh shit. Oh, I should have kept everything deleted. Why did I bring it back? Okay. Weird, it wasn't happening the other streams, but it happened in this stream. Oh, jeez. That error message did not happen ever since I got my computer fixed until now. Wow. Holy crap. That did not happen. I got that the error it died message again. I didn't have it at all for like a week, and all of a sudden I got it back. As soon as I re-downloaded actually I think it was already downloaded on the thing, but it's from this, it's from the drive. I know that much. But yeah, like I don't know, it just jeez. Yeah, I'm working on it, guys. Sorry. It just what the hell? I mean, I hadn't seen that message because I used to get that message all the time, and I figured it was my external drive having a virus on it. But then when I got my computer fixed from the retailer, which took way longer than it should have, when I got it fixed and everything, then it was like, you know, then it was like, okay, yeah, I know, I know. Then it was like, now it's all glitching. Ever since I re-downloaded Planet Zoo, because I wanted to play Planet Zoo on a stream. I didn't just want to stream Red Dead because that's all I've been doing so far. I didn't want to just stream Red Dead. I could, but I'll stream more than that. I don't want to be a one-trick pony.
Jesus.
But anyways, again, like I haven't seen that error message since before my computer was broke. Like it just shut down on me. Like that was the last time I saw. Because I just got my computer fixed like a few weeks ago. Like a week ago, if that. And now yeah, that error message is not good. If that goes back to happening every hour, I'll have a lot of trouble streaming. I'll have a lot. It'll keep happening for every hour. Every hour it'll do that. I've been playing the game for less than an hour and it crashed like that. So about every hour, or maybe two if I'm lucky. Two maybe if I'm lucky, it'll crash. Right. So geez, that's just not good. That is not good at all. Okay, I'm back at the ranch. Not much happened, so it's not like I missed anything. Cracker cow. Because they crack the whip. No, I'm kidding. That's the biggest crack of bullshit I've ever heard. Yeah, for those who don't know, the term cracker derives from the Gaelic word krakow, meaning slave. So they're basically calling you a slave. Then again, they're saying that when they call you boy, too, so, you know, technically. It's great looking up etymologies. You know, that way you really know what people are saying. But, again, like... Yeah, if I get that error message again, I might just end the stream. Because that's really bad. You know, that's not good. That'll mess up my streaming altogether. But I mean, I'm back. I'm back in business. Oh. Yeah, we had nothing there. Yeah, ask some questions. You were the only one in the chat that is saying anything in the chat. Yeah, I know, but I don't know if I should name names.
As long as I don't know the last names, I don't see an issue.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Chelsea, bloody, like, ask me more questions. Your question last time about Gundam and Warhammer was a really good question, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. So ask, like, even if it's just like fantasy lore, what I like, or whatever, you know, the people want to know, you know.
So do you think you can still navigate with all?
Oh, probably. I mean, as long as they didn't add too many shopping malls to it, I should be fine.
Well, they probably did.
Oh, yeah, they probably did. Damn shopping malls. Ruining a good state economy with shopping. Wait a minute.
Are you really bitching about this?
Oh, you've been drinking, have you? Oh, really? You've been drinking, have you? Yeah, we can't afford toilet paper, but by God, can we afford alcohol? That's funny. I was gonna do this stream with Planet Zoo, but you know, I kind of decided not to make ale on her day off. Make a, you know, what's it called? A new thumbnail thing for Planet Zoo. So I just said screw it and stuck with Red Dead. This, in the future, I may come back to Red Dead because I like it and I play games I like. Screw you, like, you know, like that's just what I do. But anyways, like, you know, so I may come back to it in the near future. But I'll jump around games a little bit. I'll do a couple episodes. I'm yawning too much. I didn't take my meds yet and I'm yawning. Good lord. But yeah, I would do like a few episodes of Red Dead, then some Planet Zoo.
Blame my brother, it's what he brought home.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Although we often blame your brother, to be fair, like, and your mother. You can even call her that. Just saying. No. Oh, now you tell me. Oh, I can mention names, but I can't mention personal issues. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Oh, Peking ducks.
You don't know she might not want that. Okay.
Well, I mean, fair, but
I mean,
I'm talking my opinion, not their opinion. You know. It's getting dark.
Slow now.
Let's see what's in this little hut. Oh. Oh wow, this is ominous. Wow. Great light casting effect, Rockstar. A++.
Man, it's glitching through the thing. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Now you can kind of get a picture of the ominousness that is
So I
this
am
cult.
numb and dumb right now, so no questions from me.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Here's to being alive to getting dumber. I think this was like a death cult or something.
Probably. Those pretty popular.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a death cult going on right now that is named after a whole gender. Gee, I wonder who they are. Gee, I wonder. Just saying. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I love you too. Wow. Hurt that hole in my heart that I have. Wow. Yeah, I guess that's enough. Tell me you love me. Tell me you love me. Anyways. Oh, I already got that on my rod. Got. It means God. I know I can't see Dick all in this because I'm watching through OBS, just so I keep a track on the time. But yeah, again, coronavirus. It's not the end of the world. Okay, a 3% mortality rate is not the end of the world. Now, if this thing evolves randomly and becomes airborne, yeah, kiss the lampshade goodbye. Everyone's getting infected, pretty much. But even if everyone on the planet was infected, only 3% of the population would die, according to that number. Now, it would be much higher because you got to factor in elderly, right? Factor in elderly. I don't know what percentage of the population is elderly, so I can't really say for certain. But even if let's just say they're 20%. 20% are elderly, right? Then 23% of the population gone, right? Actually, let's say that plus cancer, so another 10%. So 30. Let's overestimate. Let's shoot for the moon. Screw it. 35% population gone.
You're gonna do like that movie did back in 1910s or something?
Oh, you mean like Al Gore's An Inconvenient Truth, where he said Mount Kilimanjaro would have no snow in 10 years, and he said that like 15 years ago, and we have record snowfall?
Nope.
Damn.
I'm talking about the movie with there's like a hero going to the moon. It was like in the 1920s.
Oh, whoa. I know that one. Holy crap. That's an old movie.
I just
Wow.
had it in my head.
Wow, that's impressive. Yeah, no kidding. I think that's Journey to the Moon, I think. Or yeah, Journey to the I think it was Journey to the Moon.
Probably.
There was a remake in like the 50s, I think. My father loves that remake actually. But anyways, again, like that's just I can't believe you thought of that. But anyways, still like let's just be liberal in our findings because God knows they blow every other number out of proportion. Let's just be liberal in our findings and state that 40% of the population, if everyone was infected, this is the worst case scenario, if everyone was infected, 40% of the population would be gone. We still have 60%. That's plenty to survive on. Now, the world will change if that were the case. And I'm being as liberal with the numbers as humanly possible. Right? As liberal with the numbers as humanly possible. If everyone was infected, right? And let's just say, for funsies, 40% of the population dies from it, right?
Oh, you're coming with me. Then
60% would survive. And that's nowhere near the numbers we're looking at with COVID. COVID would probably be 10 to 15% of the population. I'm being I'm saying worst case scenario times 10, right? We go that far. We would still survive. Okay. again, just when you break down the numbers, we're not that boned. Okay, we're not dead with the doornails yet. You know, with as worse as COVID could be, right? Or as in, let's say, as infectious as it can be. Again, worst case scenario, it becomes one of two things. It either activates a lethality gene that we don't know about, or it activates some sort of gene involving aerosol transmission, right? In either of those cases, we'd be screwed, right? Or at least a good portion of people would be screwed. But both combined, very, very unlikely to happen. But again, let's just say it does. Then we'd look to the 40% of everyone on the planet being gone. That's like everyone infected, global pandemic, beyond all scale. And this is saying it's the worst disease out of any other disease in human history. So far, it's not even close. But if it really is, or if it really becomes this grand total omega virus that wipes out half the planet, we'll still be fine, right? We'll still survive. Okay, we have like what? How many billion people on the planet? 10?
No, we only have
9? 8?
It'd be closer to 8.
Okay, 8 billion. 4 billion gone. That's still 4 billion people. That's a lot of people. That's plenty for a planet. Like plenty. Like, that's more than plenty for a planet. So the planet would not be boned. Yeah. And again, like, I'm gonna make some herbs and stuff. And again, like, worst case scenario, half the population gone. We'd still have 4 or 5 billion people left on the planet. That's plenty to keep all the factories running, and to keep all the internet running, and to keep the food running, and to keep all the jobs running and all the factories running. That's plenty of people. Plenty of people. Now, if that were to happen, everyone was infected and everything, it would pretty much kill indiscriminately. And I think that's the point. And that's why that article was like, oh, woe is me, the whammons, oh no. Because women have to be the victims of wind. They're the victims of the air they breathe. And if you don't support that, then you hate women. Like, just imagine that for anything other than that. For any other situation on the planet. If you, let's switch it. A bunch of Nazis come marching down the street one day. Let's just mix things up a little. A bunch of Nazis come down the street one day, and they start this movement, and they claim it's for human rights, and it's about equality, right? They claim it's about equality, and then, actually, this happened in history. What am I saying? You know what? Screw the analogy. Let's just talk historically, because that's my wheelhouse. Let's just talk historically. Okay. Historically, when the Ku Klux Klan, everyone's enemy, everyone hates the Klan, right? When the Klan was at its height, with the most members in recorded history, they told a lot of people they were about equality. They were about fellowship and looking out for all the races, especially the white race. Especially the white race. And everyone thought, okay, well, it's about friendship and brotherhood. Okay, cool. I'm all for that. I'd love to be, like a humanist egalitarian. Why not? Oh, nope. It's really about hating anyone who isn't white. Whoops. You fell for a trap. That's what that is. You fell for a trap. That's what that is. Right? That's exactly what that. You fell for it. Right? And a certain ideology, you can probably guess, has been telling people for the past 200 years, well, more so 100, past 100 years, that it's all about equality and saving everyone, and it's all about loving your fellow man. Oops, it's about hating men. Was that too on the nose? Did you just realize what I'm talking about? Again, if you realize what I'm talking about, then you're understanding more than you want to believe. That's the trick. Okay. If you can admit it to yourself, you can then admit it to the world. Okay. Again, that's the trick. You know. If you can admit that you see people who claim to be egalitarian, they claim to care about everybody, only care about one side of the issues and never look at the other side. And you see this and you don't think for a second that they're doing what they're doing, you're probably one of them. Like, hate to break it to you. And another thing, if you identify with whatever the label is, if you identify with a label, and 90% of people who identify with that label hate your guts, why are you using that label? Right? Why are you using that label? If 90% of the people in that group think you're scum of the earth, why do you associate with them? And this goes for any group. It doesn't matter who it is. Right? Any group on the planet. If everyone thinks you're scum in that group, why call yourself that name? Why value the name so much? Right? Is it not the actions, the things they talk about, the things they advocate, the legal things they advocate? Is that not what's important? I think it is. And again, you know, with coronavirus, ooh, it's thunder. With coronavirus, the worst of the worst case scenario. Let's say it spreads like that ideology I was talking about. Say it spreads. Then a lot of loved ones maybe might get it. But most of the world is unscathed. Except for all the laws and shit. Those are gone. Sorry. Those are just gone. Law gone. Oops, we based it on a sexist metric. Oops. Yeah, didn't mean to do that. You know, so I'm just cooking all the stringy meat. I have no idea why. So yeah. Again, you know, and for the most part, things I'm saying can apply to more than just one group. You know. Again, like, you know, if you're anything, if you're in any group, you identify as a member of a certain group, and you don't agree with anybody else in that group, why are you a part of that? Why associate with it? Why try to make the name they tainted a good thing? Why bother? Right? Why bother in the first place? Oh, you want to look at the chat? I think Chelsea was just like, yeah, I'm for schnickered, fuck it. You know, I will say fuck every now and again, but I won't. I'll try not to. I don't know. I don't want to say it so often I deter people, but I want to say it just enough that I get out of my system. You know, yeah, just say it 12 times in a row. I did that on like episode 2, and I felt bad for it because I didn't mean to like make people go, you know, like what the hell? Like I didn't mean for people to respond that way. Because I mean, I want things to be friendly for people, and I want people to enjoy it. But I mean, you know, just you know, if you look on YouTube, most YouTubers don't swear at all.
Probably because they're gonna get sucked if they got money.
Yeah, you know, most of them don't swear at all.
They don't get money if they don't swear.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And if they bleep themselves, that's okay too.
I hate bleeping. God, it just, I hate bleeping. Bleep. Damn it, now I'm doing it. You know, like, I hate censorship. Like, I'm very much libertarian. If you can't tell, like, I think that's what I am. I'm not sure. According to the test, I'm as neutral as a middle state, so I don't know. Like, I'm as neutral as Sweden, so I don't, you know, who incidentally sold weapons to one side and ore for weapons to the other side, but no one's counting that. Most people don't even know about that, oddly enough. Okay, now it's daytime. Now I can roam in the countryside. Oh, what the hell? I'll fast travel. Where should I go to? Where should I go to? Someplace I haven't been yet. Oh, crap. I know where I was gonna go. Valentine. I might have been there at the beginning of the stream. I don't remember. I might have been. Okay, let's head back there because there's something in that vicinity I want to check out. You know. I mean, I understand I have a few viewers that are religious, and God, I appreciate you. I'm doing this for somebody. I don't know who yet. I don't know. I've been wanting to do YouTube since 2015, and I never had the right setup. I never had the right system. I never had the right computer. I never had the right bedroom. I never had anything right for that. Now I'm, you know, living with my spouse and doing everything that, you know, people do when they're living out on their own away from family. And, you know, where did they say it was? I think it was up here. Let's check here. I assume it was up there. I might be wrong.
Well, I tried eating something.
Oh, well.
That's pork, so you can't really.
Yeah, you don't want to do that with pork.
For the steak, I didn't care.
For those of you who don't know much about cooking, pork, you do not want to have any raw pink meat in pork whatsoever. Same with chicken. Beef, you can have as much pink as you want. As long as the outside is dark, you're good. I mean, that's the case with beef, but that's not really... You know, fish can be eaten raw just fine. Diseases spread easier on raw food, just in general. So you do kind of have that. But the vast majority of bacteria only live on the surface of objects. Right? They only live on the surface of objects. They only live like on the very top of something. They don't dig down deep into the meat, you know. And hey, that rhymed. You know, like that's not what the majority of pathogens, they don't do that. Prions kind of do, but prions are only in like dust and shit. Like they're not in meat at all. And prions are like brain disease destroyers. And prions are complex and difficult, and you know, prions are just, yeah, mostly just brain damage. Mostly affects the brain of creatures. Mad cow disease is a prion, or prion, or however it's pronounced. Oh, there's snow up here. Oh, I should have packed my great white buffalo outfit. Great white buffalo.
Oh my lord.
Jeff did it once, and I'm like, oh, I've got to do that. You know, but anyways. Yeah, so. And again, it's just, yeah, like, let's just say that, you know, back to what I was getting at. Even if, you know, everyone got the disease, the worst it could possibly do is 40% of the human population would be dead. The worst, and that's it. That's if it gains things it currently does not have. If it gains spreadability factors and deathly factors. Can you turn that down? And deathly factors. Thank you. If it gains those two things, then we would have closer to a 40% mortality rate. Wow. This isn't Skyrim. You can just straddle the tip of a mountain with a horse and just say, "To hell with gravity!" Like, so you watch, this horse goes over a little bump. I could walk this, but with great difficulty in my kneecaps. By that I mean they would fall off.
Yeah, like how you thought mine did.
Well, again, I thought your kneecaps were affected, but it was really... Ah, crap. But it was really... Okay. How am I supposed to get over there? Oh. God, where did I see that thing? It was somewhere near here, I think. All these mountains you can fall off of. Welcome to Skyrim.
The game is resistant to time changes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that is bogus. I like it.
Yeah, they put those metrics in there a few games
know.
back because like I don't think the remake of Silver and Gold had them, but I'm pretty sure after that they started having like, whoa, quit sprinting. Quit sprinting. Whoa, jeez. Oh god. Oh god! No! Ah! I've got like 100 horse revivers, but my horse is all the way up there. Oh, great. Wow, my horse is out of stamina and health. Is there a... I see a red dart. Dart? Red dart. Dot? Okay, I gotta revive the horse. If I don't fall off this cliff... Ah, jeez. Okay. Ah, flat surface. Eat a dick, gravity. Ah. Horse reviver!
There you go.
I should name this horse COVID. And it will never die. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. I'm just gonna gently roll down to my death here. And
Don't you roll?
oh, it's cold, I'm losing stats. What temp is it? Oh, 32 degrees. Wow. Oh boy. Oh, apparently in online play you gain karma if you take care of your horse. Why isn't that the case in like the regular game? Because I take care of my horse like a sumbitch and I never get any benefits. There seems to be a lot of things that it just, the game's like, oh, we just thought of this at the last minute, we're putting this in the other game. Like, well, thanks. It's, you know, like, way to not make an update.
Right.
You know, fucking. Again, like, come on, horse. You can do it. But, you know, this is kind of where I am with the swearing thing. I don't know what to do because, like, I like the YouTube, just as an example, I like the YouTuber Oxhorn, who does a lot of Fallout videos and stuff, like that's his thing. I like him, but it annoys me how he refuses to swear. Like, he used to swear if only the game swore, and now he doesn't do that anymore, and it kind of annoys me. It just, I don't know why. It just, yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. Well, then I guess I ain't never getting paid for this, so. At least not on YouTube.
I don't think you want me. I don't think you want money.
Yeah, not really. No. I don't care about... I've never cared about money. Shut up.
Yeah, you really didn't care.
I didn't even know I was spending all that money. Like, I don't know, that was weird. Hey, I should have had 21 grand, okay? The government cheated me. Like, they'll cheat all their citizens if they get the chance.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Wow, that horse is fighting gravity. Look at him go.
Whoa. Okay, I guess I'm gonna do something stupid with that.
Okay. Oh. That's my horse. All the way up there. She ain't moving for shit.
Oh dear.
Oh, a thoroughbred. Oh, I didn't know. Seal brown. What do I even do?
What are you talking about?
She ain't moving for shit. Wow. She's not moving. Guess I have to get more to flat ground? I don't know. Maybe I should go back up there. Gosh, she's stuck. What the hell? Oh. Wow, floating rocks. Way to go, Rockstar. Come on. Okay, now keep following.
Let's get horse. Here, come on. Here, come on. Let's get. Here. Come on. Quick, come on. Let's get out of here. There.
Okay, I got my horse out of impending stuckness.
Good job.
I think it's 4. Is it 4? Okay, that's weird. It wouldn't activate. Alright. Let me go down to the level of this playing field.
Easy.
Somewhere near there, and just like, okay. Yeah. There we go.
You okay, girl?
I am
Let's
the
go.
buffalo. This is my saved winter outfit. A bunch of fur shit for that's all white. It's white. Titanium what? God, I miss that man. Titanium what? Little of the phthalo blue. The titanium what? How do you not miss that man? Like, seriously. Oh no! Game error again. Wow. It's only been half an hour since my last game crash.
You couldn't even get a new thing, dude.
Fuck me backwards. I know what I have to do. I have to delete what's on here. Because it did that. It deleted the old Red Dead that was infected. Now that I re-downloaded Planet Zoo, although it wasn't re-downloaded, it was already downloaded onto my thing somehow. But ever since I brought back Planet Zoo, This has been crashing. I don't... Okay. 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 Alright. Holy shit. Okay. No one has any idea how long it takes Red Dead to load onto a computer. Oh, jeez. That thing takes forever.
It takes forever even on a PS4 with good Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I would know.
It is insane. Anyways, let me... Where's my mouse? Oh, here it is. Let me try this. I'm going to see if it happens to this game too.
That means I have to switch the windows.
Okay.
I have to do some stuff.
Yeah, just some stuff.
Oops.
Because I'm switching into the game that I downloaded. All I did with it was I added the icon from Planet Zoo to. That's all I did was I added the Planet Zoo icon to the to the desktop, and ever since I've done that, Red Dead is crashing every half hour. So I have no idea what's going on with my computer, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, what do you got to do for this? Yeah, you got to switch it to the thing. What did you do that for?
Because I don't use your mouse.
Oh. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, live at 1:30. All right. Let's see if this game works, guys. See if this works. Kind of a funny intro. Okay, we're going to try this game a little bit, see what it does. Oh, there's new scenarios. Great Caldera. Oh, I just started that one. Arctic Research. Okay, I'm not going to do the careers. Careers are interesting, but they're... I don't know. I haven't played this game in a while, so, you know, kind of forgive me a little bit. But, I don't even know what to play. Wow, I'm stumped. I was not planning on this. Did Rockstar download anything weird when you were uploading it, or no?
Nope.
Wow. Okay, I guess I'll just try this then. I've got some really good files on this. Let me just pull up some of my files. That's my last autosave. Wow. Oh, cool. I get rewards. Whatever. Oh, this is franchise. Okay. Okay, franchise. Yeah. So how many points I got? Well. Yeah, that one I kind of ate too much on it. This one I'm doing pretty good on. Desert, temperate, yeah. We're in a temperate zone. Coconuts. Yeah, I'm testing this game to see if it's Red Dead that's having issues, or if it's my drive that's having issues, or if it's my computer or what. I gotta figure out what's going on with this. Yeah, it had to be the drive. The only thing that's changed is I added a Planet Zoo icon to the desktop. That's the only thing I did different today. That's it. That's it. You know, so. Well, it's taking forever to load. I'm sorry. Fuck. Okay, here we go. I think last time I was here, I gutted this entire part. But I did make a... Is that the cave I made, or is that the one I found? I forget. I made a cave somewhere, forget where. Yeah, this is my in Japan zoo, which is ironic because, you know, Japan's kind of not doing too good right now. Like, you know. Important alert, okay. This is a blueprint I was working on. I wanted to do like a floating ice cave kind of thing. God, I'm gonna have to work on that some other time. Die old age, okay. Good luck with that, okay. Oh, staff room. Where are the staff rooms? Oh, he found one. Okay. Good for him. Alright, I'm gonna go make another staff room. Most popular cheetah. 133 animals, 9 species. Average animal welfare 4 stars. 24 for ticket, 13 for child. Oh, that's my yearly taxes. I don't think Trump's taxes are that bloody high. Ain't it great how rap used to adore Trump and now they think he's the devil incarnate because they were told to by their Democratic voters? I mean, masters. Isn't that great? You know, like, yeah, I hate to do the slave analogy because I think it's very overplayed, but, you know, when you're literally saying, yes, massa, and believing what they tell you to believe, yeah, the slave analogy is pretty apt at that moment. Oh, wasn't in cash. Wow, a lot of babies. A lot of babies. A lot of babies. Wow, holy crap. Get rid of some of these moose birds.
I have birds in my family?
I have birds in my family? My girlfriend's built like a moose. That's why.
No.
Yeah, you're built like a moose. Admit it.
Built like an ox. What do you mean?
Yeah, an ox moose.
Sure.
Those used to be a thing, you know. Back when Ramses conquered Egypt. I'm not old, no sir.
Christopher,
What?
stop it.
I've got so much things to have there. Zoo. Okay. What was I doing? All right. How do I do this again? Exhibit. No, wrong button. Okay. How do I? Oh, there we go. It's over here. Facilities. Okay. Not what I wanted. Okay. Staff facilities. Staff roomy. See if I've ever had to rotate these damn things. Nope. Right click doesn't do it. Oh, no, that's... No! Ugh, damn it. Oh, here we go. There we go. Let's check out my cheetah. Whoa. Oh, look at them go. Speedy little cats, ain't they? Oh. Oh. I just thought of something horrible.
You don't say it.
Should I? I was about to say those cats bend over to drink like you do.
Gotcha.
Like they bend over to drink and their asses are up in the air. It's, yeah. Anyways.
What am I drinking?
I have no idea, but that's not the point. So.
See, I just make it worse.
Yeah, you just made it worse. But anyways.
Yeah, maybe this is why you should never say anything.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, you can color concrete, by the way. Like, you can have colored concrete in Planet Zoo. So, a lot of cool things you can do in Planet Zoo. But anyways, here are my pronghorns. African bastards. So, and this is like my zebra museum and enclosure and encyclopedia of nature. Like, look how big this zebra place is. This is just for one animal. I think I've got maybe one pronghorn in here, maybe. But
Well, wasn't that for that weird competition that you made for like 1.5 billion zebras?
Yeah, and I got the zebra hat and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I should check to see if I've been delivered those items. Oh, this is that train thing I made that nobody bloody used. Oh, somebody's using it. Oh, I'll be damned. That's kind of cool. Yeah, you kind of get bonus points if you decorate the area around the train, because then people are more excited to ride on it and stuff. Things of that nature. Cool. I have no idea what time on that. Okay. But yeah, this is just the Japanish kind of zoo I've got going. Actually, let me save this one. Last time I saved it was in, like, August, I think. Do what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I might just end the stream here. I don't know. Oh, you never talked about Corona as far as the workforce. Oh, yeah. I mean, I want you to be a part of my videos because you're a part of my life. I mean,
Yeah, I picture my mental.
true, yeah. And I think we had a lot of fun then, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, everyone's losing their mind over Corona, and I mean, it is probably a good idea to be tucked in, safe from the world, but a lot of people, mostly men, don't have that option, right? They don't have that option, right? Now there are women that don't have that option either, but granted, most of those women, there's definitely exceptions, but most of those women don't have that option because they threw the man out and forced to get child support out of him. It happens more than you think, and all that fun stuff. So, you know, I'm just talking about statistics, like, and this is kind of a rule of mine. Uh, I don't really like on Facebook and stuff. I don't post. Yeah, I don't post like here's an article and here's a page or whatever. Because when I dealt with that, this one chick gave me like a 60-page article, a bloody. It should have been a documentary. That's how much info was in this damn thing. It could have been a World War II documentary series, and that's how much data was in this damn paper, and it had nothing to do with the conversation. Nothing to do with it. We were talking about the wage gap, and they were talking about the average salaries of different jobs, right? Which does not tell us the average salary of men and the average salary of women, nor does it tell us, and this is more important when it comes to the wage gap, it does not tell us average the average spending between men and women. Men on average earn more. That's because men on average work more. Women on average spend more, like considerably more. Considerably more. Oh, your time's up. Time's up.
Okay.
Yeah. I was buzzing, and I just felt it through my right buttock. I like the word buttock. Cool word. Buttock. Zebra. Buttock. Accent. I'm just saying words that people tell me I sound weird when I say them. But anyways, next time I do a Planet Zoo stream, or if anytime I do a Planet Zoo stream, I might make a new file. Who knows? Kind of show you guys how to run a zoo effectively, if I remember how. So yeah. Stuff like that. Planet Zoo is a great game. I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. It's more challenging than you think it would be. Much more challenging. I only switched to it because Red Dead died on me twice. It just shit the bed, and I'm gonna have to. Yeah, if it keeps happening, I'm gonna have to overhaul my drive, my disk drive. I have an external hard drive that I have all my stuff on. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I guess that's it. I've said all I need to say about Corona. You know, bottom line, don't freak out, but at the same time, try and don't try and spread it. Don't try and make it worse. Just be cautious. As long as you're cautious about things, you should be fine. Things of that nature. you know, as long as you're aware of your surroundings. Washing your hands is always a good thing, but you don't want to do it too much. No one's saying this. Don't overwash your hands. Don't do it religiously, because then the time you forget to, it'll screw you up, right? That's when it'll hit you. Now, this was a big thing in the early 2000s. Anyone who's old enough can remember this. In the early 2000s, hand sanitizer kills 99.9% of germs all over the market. Everyone knew about it, and people were using it obsessively. Now, a bunch of people don't have immune systems because they've been hand sanitizing everything, right? Their body never got any healthy germs, so now they're dealing with the unhealthy germs, and the unhealthy germs from the common flu are killing them. You know, the common flu just bam, dead. You done died it. I died it you. You died it. You know, like that's what happens. Right? And that's what happens if you over sanitize, you over wash, you over hygiene. Hygiene is good, but don't overdo it. Because if you do, eventually some disease is going to get you. Eventually, it's just the laws of human nature. Some disease is going to get you sometime. You know, when I was a kid, we played outside in the dirt and swam in raw sewage, in streams and shit. Right? And I have the immune system of an ox, even though I'm disabled. You know, like, I should have a shitty immune system. I should. But before my disability really hit me like a ton of bricks, I was able to be active and whatnot, and actually, you know, get healthy enough to, by running around and playing and, you know, like, again, don't drink unhealthy water, but rubbing it against your skin is not a bad thing. If anything, it'll kind of let some good germs stay, and kind of, you know, in that way, when those germs kind of spread a bit, you get more healthy germs. You know. Now, if, again, if, and it might, this, with the panic that's going on, thanks to the Democrats, this might actually happen. You need a steady supply of water, right? And everyone's buying out all the bottled water. Everyone's buying out bottled water. Bottled water's gone from your local convenience stores and your grocery stores and all that stuff. Bottled water's just gone. You know, bottled water's gone. Okay. If it's gone, you still have an option, especially in America. It's called boil your kitchen sink. Boil the water in your kitchen sink. It's, you know, like, treat it. Boil it. Make some tea out of it. Make some beer out of it. Make whatever out of it. But boil it and then drink it. Right? Boiling kills just... It kills cholera. Boiling kills cholera. Okay? Like, and cholera's a fuck you up, live in the water kind of bug. You know? And again, like, kind of the thing with diseases is just, you know, you've got all these different pathogens and whatnot. You know, some pathogens live longer outside the human body. Be careful of what you touch with corona. Be careful of what you touch. Don't be licking toilet seats, for God's sakes. You know, the chick who did that was obviously craving fucking attention. You know, at the worst possible time to do so. You know, like, everyone thinks the sky is falling. Oh, hey, look at me. Pick me, pick me. I'm not calling her a pick me. I'm saying that the women who use that term are idiots. The ones that use it unironically. You know who I'm talking about. Anyways. Again, like, just be careful, guys. You know, don't try and make it worse. It will blow over. I promise you that. It will blow over. Even if, worst case scenario, total global pandemic, everyone's infected. maximum 40% will die. Max, like, and that's being overly like that's being more generous than the polls were with Hillary Clinton. Okay, that's being more generous than with that. Okay, and with Bernie, coincidentally. Whoops. But anyways, being super generous with polls, and as the media lied to us, like that kind of fudging statistics. Only then do you get 40% of the population gone. If everyone's infected. That's worst case scenario. Everyone's infected. Now, if this was the Black Death, 85% mortality rate, but easily killed by antibiotics, right? That's the trade-off. Now, let's say we never developed that in the first place, or we lost the knowledge to do that, to develop antibiotics, and the Black Death came back because it still exists. We never wiped it out. It still exists, right? And it comes back, and it spreads. 85% of everyone on the planet dead. We would be in like the Badlands dystopia, Mad Max dystopia, Fallout dystopia. That's when we get post-apocalyptic, right? That's when the shit hits the fan. Okay, 15% of the population, and that's still a lot of people. That's still a lot of people. Probably enough to keep some things running in some areas, but not all over the globe. There will definitely be some empty reserves open if only 15% of the population survive. There would be a lot of cities, mostly major cities, being rekept by nature, being retaken over by nature. We saw it with, what was the name? Chernobyl. Sorry, I forgot the name. We saw it with Chernobyl, right? We saw with Chernobyl. Now, granted, Chernobyl did happen, so I get that is a reason to kind of be wary of nuclear power. But let's be real. It happened in a communist nation. Kind of bound to happen. Chernobyl was kind of bound to happen. So, anyways. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm wrapping up my thoughts.
5 minutes?
What?
5 minutes?
Something like that. Again, just don't spread it, but don't fear it. As my grandfather always said, don't fear it, respect it. Okay? Respect that it can fuck you up. Respect that, but don't be afraid of it, because if you're afraid of it, it will own you. Right? But at the same time, I'm kind of glad this is happening, because it gives everyone a chance to kind of look at the big picture and be like, oh, wait a minute. This ideology is toxic. Gee, I wonder which one. I could name them all. What? Oh, they'll never zuck me. I'm zuck proof.
Yeah, know that the news that literally dog did something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Oh god. He's so funny. He's actually a cool dude.
Well, I know he is, but
Yeah.
he at least has the common sense to not say what was.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, again, like, yeah. Like, if I had a dog that liked the most horrible thing on the planet, he would be a suffragette. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, a lot worse than Nazis, just saying. Just saying. Yeah, dare acknowledge that the female overlords are not the best leaders on the planet. Not saying women are bad leaders, but borderlines are bad leaders. just saying. Borderlines are. If you're BPD, you're probably a bad leader. Just saying. Then again, if you're autistic, then you're probably good with numbers. Or history. Probably history. Anyways, or computers, you know, like it's just trends. They're trends. I'm not saying absolutes, but they're trends, right? You know, and if you're of a certain ethnicity, you like food. Who knew? Right? Who knew? Anyways, Planet Zoo hasn't crashed, which is a miracle. I'm surprised that happened. I'll keep playing it afterwards, see if it crashes. If it does, then I don't know. I'll have to do some tinkering on my drive and my computer and all that stuff. Because, yeah, I was going to switch to this game. This is I gave you guys a preview tonight. I was going to switch to this game. This is kind of a preview, but I don't know. At the same time, I just want to talk more about Corona. You know, the horses was the Red Dead stuff. But Corona and horses, ladies and gentlemen. Corona and horses. Speaking of, a lot of people have been posting about how loving your dog is Corona free. No, it's not. Dogs can get it too. They don't really get it, but they get the pathogen in their nose, and then they sneeze on their humans, and then their humans get it. There have been some cases like that. So, but cats don't affect them at all. So if you're a cat person, good on you. If you're a dog person, it was nice knowing you. But anyways, uh, again, it's not as bad as people is making it out to be, especially in America. Italy, you have perfect cause to be alarmed, right? Perfect cause. You have every right to freak out, like, you know.
There's more deaths in Italy than there was in China.
Yeah, more deaths in Italy than in China. Again, Italy is a lot of port towns, a lot of port towns. China started in like the middle of the country, like it was nowhere near the ports, like, you know. Uh, the Wuhan district is like northern but middle. But anyways, yeah. Whatever I say when I end a video. uh, anyways, kind of a recap. Just don't freak out too much. Thank you. Don't freak out too much. Don't spread it intentionally, but still don't, you know, don't lose your mind. You know. And
Yeah, I know. You smell something good, don't you?
and again, you got to keep in mind this will open a lot of people's eyes, especially to how bad globalism is. I've said for years globalism is not a good thing. That's the cause of World War One, by the way, is globalism. It's not nationalism, it's globalism. It's globalism is the cause of World War One, not nationalism. Now, globalists made it seem like it was nationalism because that's their enemy, right? The enemy of no borders is closed borders. You know, now open borders is different, right? Open borders is, I mean, okay for the most part, but you still need some control over your borders, right? You need control over it. If you don't have control over your borders, then disease, I'm not just talking people, I'm talking diseases will come in and infect your port towns overnight. No port town is safe from this. Anyways, I think that's about it. I'm gonna wrap it up.
Hey, you said that like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, 20 minutes ago. But who's counting? Other than you. But that's beside the point. But anyways, I appreciate y'all watching. Kind of a short live stream again. Sorry, Red Dead kept screwing up. I'll take a look at that and see what it does. But anyways, thanks a lot. Thank you for watching. I never know what words to end it on. I never know what words to end it on. Whatever happens, don't get caught.